XRP, just I want to give you an update because we want to analyze the XRP base versus Bitcoin. All right. First of all, if we refer to our analysis, we have been looking for buy. This is what we get. And no, the we, as we can see, the we is moving is really corrective. Okay. And now we want to see what's the next and how we can look for trade. First of all, if we put this one, the top in relative to the previous, like the we is moving. If we refer to the indicators, we can see we have a divergence. All right. This is the first things. That's why if there is a continuation from now, we don't get a really good trade setup. Maybe we can trade based on this, but based on lower time frame, it can give us shorter trade. Because if we move to 15 minutes, all right now we can look at this one as a short-term trade, but we are not interested because if we see we have this one internal flat and the price broke the previous top. And even based on 15 minutes, if we refer to the indicators, we see we have a divergence. Okay, now I want to see what's the next and how we can look for trade. If there is a continuation similar to what we have here, mostly we cannot expect to get a really good trade setup based on a 1 hour chart. Okay, as we can see here. In this case, we move to higher time frame. We want to see how we can look for trade. Based on daily chart, we want to see whether this one can continue or not. But the best thing is if the correction become too more complex, because at least we can get the proper trade setup. Because if we move to forward chart, we have been looking for this one for trade setup already. We get this trade, all right? But we want to see how we can look for the next trade, all right? We want to see whether we can get the correction here or not. Anyway, we move to 1 hour chart. As we mentioned, since the price was within this move exactly here, we have been looking for the trade. This is what we get. And right now, the only thing is we start to manage. I mean, at least whoever get the trade from here, they have to manage it. At least move their stop loss to break even. Now, want to see what's the next. Okay, if you want to look for next trade, as I mentioned, the way this one is moving is really corrective. Mostly, we cannot get a really good trade setup. Okay, and if there is a continuation similar to what we have here, mostly even we can expect this one to continue, even tag the top. But in that case, we cannot get any trade setup. And even we can, the another thing is we can expect this one continue, then we get the short move either up or down. All right. Even we get any of them, we cannot look for trade setup. The only thing is if the price drop, whoever get the trade here, at least they know how to manage it. Okay. And the best thing is if we want to look for trade, if the price sharply move, the next flag we can take the trade. All right, but the question is where we get the flag, before the price break the previous stop or after the price break with the breakout of the previous stop. Mostly if there is a continuation with the sharp move, we prefer with the breakout of this, and if like we can take the trade. Okay, but the best option is if this one gives us one more drop, turn to a correction similar to what I draw here. This is the best things we can look for next trade. Okay, anyway, we don't have any trade setup, and I mentioned all the possibility, and the best things is we wait. Okay, we cannot jump into the trade for the into and look for the we cannot jump in and buy it, because if we wants to look for buy, all right, we have to wait and see what we get here. And even we can expect this one turn to a correction relative to this. That means we can expect to get a big correction. The only times you can look for sell, if we get any sharp move with the flag, we can look for sell. Right now we have both option, either buy or sell, because we don't have any trade setup and the way it's moving is really corrective. And even based on a 15 minute, we mentioned that the internal flag is done already because the price broke the previous top, as I show based on 15 minute. Okay, what I suggest is we wait and see what we get here. We have to get the trade setup before we take a trade. Anyway, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.